Hello, everybody. So let's start with part two of Hanna Karlzon Merry Christmas God Jul. So we're going to go into the sky and we're going to start with the darkest color, which is Indanthrone Blue 208. I will write these down so that you'll have everything nicely written in a nice list. Many people prefer to take a screenshot. I will also have this in the description. How about I get a little bit closer, zoom in a little bit, like this. Now, I'll just, for the side here, okay. So we're going to have a beautiful night sky with snowy night. I can either go like that or just lie my pencil down like that. My sheet underneath needs to be higher up. So these little backgrounds are fun because you don't have too much area to color. So they're easier to go ahead and do with pencil. When you have a big background, then with chalk, soft pastel, it's a bit easier. So now I'm going in with the Cerulean Blue 103. I'm blending out. Okay, where's my brush? And with my non-photo blue, I'm going to come up to the cloud right here and blend in here. The 103 Cerulean Blue. I'll go over the non-photo. Okay, I'm going to sharpen the cloud blue 1023. Make sure that everything is blended. Okay. Okay. Back with the non-photo blue. And then the 103 Cerulean blue. I'll go lightly up here because I'm going to come in with the Indanthrone. So, cloud blue, non-photo blue, (103) Cerulean blue, and then the 208 Indanthrone blue. So we want to make sure that's nice and dark up there. And come down with the Cerulean blue 103. This is the combo that I used on the contour of the snowman. It just pops. I love it. Okay, non-photo blue. Well, let's start with the cloud blue, the lightest one here. It's going to be easier for me to transition. Okay, non-photo blue. Let's blend with the cloud blue. With little circles. go back with the non-photo. I'm going to sharpen it so that it really gets into the tooth. I'm going to sharpen the 103 Cerulean blue. Get that transition area to be a bit better. And I can blend a little with the cloud blue just to make sure that it's well blended. And the non-photo blue. There we go. So vibrant. All right, so let's get some white. Some 10% cool gray 1059, some 1060 20% cool gray, and our cloud blue 1023. So first I'm going to take the cloud blue and do everything that is on the exterior here. And even if I blend in a little bit of the sky color, that's okay. I'm just taking in a little bit. So my pencil is not just staying in the cloud. It's coming on the line and it's dragging a bit of that blue out. There we go. Let's continue over here. There we go. Okay. After that, we'll go in with the 10% cool gray, 1060. We'll come down a bit. Go on top. Blend all that out. Come back down. You're still leaving some tooth to come back with some more colors. There we go. Okay. Now we'll go with the 20%, 1059, and just do the bottom. And with the white, just blend everything in together. Okay, so with our Posca, I'm gonna try and make that smoother. I'll let it dry and I'll come back. Okay. There we go. Now, in some areas, there's a little black lines, so I'm going to go over it. Just going to try and fix these up. Okay, so instead I'm just going to do some dots where I see black lines. Just a couple of dots. All right. For the smoke, we'll start with the 10% cool gray from the bottom. We'll go to the 20% cool gray. And then we'll go in with the 1023 Cloud Blue. I'm going to go over all of it. Let's go at the tip of the smoke here with the 10% cool gray on the tip. And then go in with the 20%. And then with the cloud blue, we'll go over all of it. Okay. Let's take the Posca. Okay, so this Posca is white, and it's a PC1MR, a pin type, 0.7 millimeters. I also have, is it close by? Yeah. It's the same size, it's just the tip is different. So it's a PC1M, and it's bullet shaped. It's 0.7 millimeters. Now, it does the same thing. I find this one easier to use. Because when I'm following a line like this, I can lay the tip on the paper and just go straight like I would with a pencil. It's better at making lines. The other one is good for dots. Please like and subscribe the video. It's really nice to see that I get an extra subscriber here and there during the video. There. All right. Okay. Let's continue. So, with the darkest, which is a 20% cool gray, I'm just going to go on the bottom of each cloud. Okay, and then with the 10% gray, I'm going to just blend those a little bit, blend them out a little bit. And then I'm going to blend them with some Cloud Blue 1023. There we go. Alrighty. This little star here. Another little star here. Okay, so let's start coloring these lines. So, is anybody coloring along? What are you coloring? What book? What book are you coloring in? Or you just prefer just watching? You enjoy watching people color? There we go. There's a little area here. I guess that would be the sky. So we'll go in with a little bit of non-photo blue. Go in lightly. And with the cloud blue, I'll go over that. I'll blend it with enough pressure. There. Now, I'm going to take my silver, which is Jelly Roll. There's no number on this one, and it's a Sakura Japan Jelly Roll. It's Stardust. That's the name of the group, the type of Jelly Roll. So because I'm not seeing these stars on the white, I'm going to use the Jelly Roll. Okay. I almost feel like just going around. I don't know. I kind of feel like it. You start off doing something and you end up doing something else. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, I do like that. Do I have to do all of them? Very nice. And of course the glitter, you'll see it more when you're turning your pages in your book. Right now we don't see it very much because the page is just laying flat. The camera doesn't pick it up as much. So it's more for your own benefit when you open and close the pages. Yeah, I like that. Okay, good. All right, now I added the Poppy Red 922. So I'm going to come on this house here. Let's move into the view. So let's go in with the Poppy Red on the dark shaded areas. And I also used my eraser to erase where the bricks I had put color. It was too intense, so now it's better without the... Do I have a brush somewhere around here? Aha. All right. So on the left of the window, on the bottom, left and the bottom, on the bottom, these little woodwork. Okay. On the side of the pine tree. Okay. So then, with the Jasmin, I will blend that out. With the red, I go under the garland for the shaded area. Blend it out with the Jasmin. That way you don't have any harsh lines. I want to blend this one out. All right. I'm going to make those lights yellow with our jelly roll. Where is that jelly roll? Here it is. All right, so I'm going to make them bright yellow, almost a neon. Okay, I'm going to take the gold and just go around the star. There we go. Maybe some little dots in the middle. Okay. With the 922, I'm going to do the shaded area on this side of the window, on the bottom, on the side of the building, under the woodwork. I'm going to have to take out some browns for the woodwork. With the jasmine, we just blend everything downwards here. No harsh lines. There we go. All right. For this little part of the house, this is our second house. We will shade where we think there's less light because of the building. We will shade under the wood work. The door, I think I'm going to make it brown. So I'm going to take out some brown combos. The bottom here is often darker, and the top here can be darker. So you can have just a couple of lines coming down. And we'll blend everything with the jasmine. All right. Let's continue the sky. It's the fun part. So let's do with the cloud blue 1023, the side of the house. Very light layer. Okay, and the next one is the non-photo blue. Very lightly. And then the Cerulean blue, 103. Let's blend that in with the cloud blue. I'll go in tiny little circles. Tiny bit of Indanthrone blue. Tiny, tiny little circles because we don't want all those lines. try and find my Caran d'Ache blender. It shouldn't be too far. Okay. So, Caran d'Ache blender should not be too far. There we go. All right. So, let's go in tiny, tiny little circles again. If I lay it down, I'll be able to do the ends of the paper. There. Okay, so let's go back in with the cloud blue and see if this will help with the blending. All right, that will have to do. Maybe with a bit of non-photo. Oh, the paper's had enough pencil. Okay. All right. That blue is quite pretty beside this red. This is the Poppy Red 922. Looking good. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Can you tell I like vibrant colors? I definitely like vibrant colors. Back with the Jasmin. There. All right. Now the windows will be white. So we're just going to fill them in. go. The thing is, using Posca is fun. So any excuse to use them is good. Especially this one, PC1M. I like that one. But you can always get both and see for yourself which one you prefer. All right. So for the next part, I'm going to be doing the doors in brown. Okay, so we would have some snow accumulation on top of the windows, so we're gonna go ahead and just paint that on. And on the corners. Lots of snow here. Starting to look like our province of Quebec. Canada. Top. Maybe a little bit on top of the strings here. On top of the garland. And on top of this windowsill. And this window. On the ledge. All right. We wanted to make our ledges all white, like over here. There. Let's go in with our poppy red here. And our jasmine. There. So we will make our ledge blue. And let's just pop some snow on there. There we go on top here. Here. Okay, how about on this ledge here? Okay. Let's go back with the cloud blue and the slate blue. Let's finish this up here. The middle will be white. There will be snow. Okay, with the cloud blue, we will do the snow on the bottom and here. So on the bottom. And then with the slate blue, we will go and blend just the bottom. And with the white, we will blend the top. Now, when we do our sky, cloud blue first. With our cloud blue. And then the non-photo. Let's just go around like this, like that. Are we in the camera view? All right, so we'll do small circles. Okay. Over here. That's good. Let's go further with the cloud blue. Okay, so the non-photo and the cloud blue give us a nice little layer here next to the house. Okay. With the cerulean blue. Go lighter towards the end here, the end of the page. With the non-photo blue, we will blend into the cerulean. Okay, that's good. There we go. And now with our darkest Indanthrone blue, the 208. So I will be writing everything in the description, and I will write everything in my book, my handy dandy book. All right. I love this blend so much. So much. Okay. All right. The Posca pen. Go ahead and do the star. There we go. So magical. Wow, I like it. I'm very happy with that. So this house will be the same as the first house. Okay, with the Jasmin, we blend everything out. All right. Let's see what the white would do with this here. Just make it a little paler because there's less shade on this side of the building. Whoa, I'm pressing so hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, there. And our shaded areas are done here. Let's make sure here that we are good. All right. So now we just need to get our wood colors out. So we go around the window with the white Posca. There we go.
Hello, how are you? Geez, I was looking at all of our viewers. We have people from Brazil, from United States, from France, Germany, UK, and Canada. We have a neighbor that saluted us yesterday from Ontario. She used to live here in Montreal. So, hello, everybody, and thank you for all your messages. This makes this journey so much better, so much fun. So, let's start with coloring our doors. All right. So our darkest color in the doors will be dark brown 946. I will add these to the description of the video, and I will update my book so that you can have a screenshot in our next video. So let's start with the dark brown 946. So the contour here. So am I zoomed in enough? Yeah, so I'm doing the exterior of the contour. All right. Then I'm going in with my next brown, 941 light umber. So I'm going right in on the brown and next to it. All right. And then with our Jasmin 1012 for the lightest side inside here. I can blend all of it. There we go. Now for the door itself, we'll go in with our lightest shade Jasmin and just go ahead and add it a little bit everywhere. And then with the Sienna Brown 945 on the outside of the door, but on the inside of the contour. On the bottom. Now we're going to do little lines going up and little lines going down. And then we'll go in with our light umber 941, continue the lines downwards, upwards. Okay, now for the shade, we'll take the darkest brown, which is dark brown 946, go under the bow, on this side of the bow, under the bells. This will be our shaded areas. And I'm going to take the yellow. I want a more vibrant yellow. So the lemon yellow 915. So I'm going to go in between where I see the widest areas. Okay,
I'm going to come back with the Sienna Brown 945. Going lightly all over, actually, in lines, like you would see with wood. And then with the lemon yellow on the contour, I do want more brightness there. Okay. Now, because the light is coming from this side, but we have the pillars and we have the cover here, so it's going to be quite dark there. So I'm going to start with my darkest, dark brown 946, go underneath here. There's going to be quite a bit of darkness here. So we'll go ahead and color that in dark brown. I feel like I should zoom in. Okay. I'm going to go along the pillar with the dark brown. To the bottom. I'm going to go here. There's going to be quite a bit of shade there. And there will be some shade on this side of the pillar as well. There'll be some shade under the ribbon. Inside here, on the left side here, on the left side here, under the ribbon. All right. The next color we'll go in with is Yellow Ocher 942. So we'll sort of blend that out a bit. Just going in round circles on the dark brown. And bringing it out. There we go. All right. With the dark brown, I'm going to come in here. It's going to be dark. There. There we go. Okay, our pillars. Well, let's do upstairs first. So let's go in with our dark brown. Oh, are we in the view? We are. Okay. So the side and under the wooden decoration here. On the left side here of the roof, little roof sun screen, under the sunscreen there. And then for the window area, which will also be darker, I'll go in very lightly with the black and just make sure there's shade there. Trying to go in lightly. And then with the 1023 Cloud Blue. I will try to just blend that in a little bit. I did take out, let's try the Indigo Blue over this black area. That should be good for shading. Yeah. Yeah, for underneath. Now, let's put a bit of Indigo Blue between the plant here. Just get some dark shade there on the left side of the star. Left side, the bottom. And then between the cats, very lightly. You don't want to lose them. Last night I was thinking about these cats and I said, well, why wouldn't I do them all in black? So, very often we see in pictures black cats that are in the windows. So why not? Right? There we go. I find that so cute when we see black cats like that. Okay, with the Indigo Blue, we'll do the frame of the window inside here. For our shade. We shaded a little bit between the cats and the plant. Under the string. Like that. The windowsill we will do in white like we did with the other house. So let's get some white. I'm just going to press on it a little bit to get some of the paint to come down. I'm going to put the cover on, shake it a little bit. Okay. There, that's much better. I overstepped here, so I'm gonna just erase it with my pen, my pencil. There we go. Make sure that's nice. And let's put some snow on the windowsill right here in the corners. Okay, we can put some snow on the top of the corner here. Okay. With our Indigo Blue, we can go and darken the roof. The black lines here, we're just going on those. And this little area here was repaired, so we'll just do the bottom and the left side on the inside here. And with the white, we can blend it out. Let's just blend that out a little bit. Just dabbing at it. There we go. And let's blend out the indigo blue with little tiny circles. Let me show you in the big book how this looks when I'm doing that. So let's bring this out. So what I'm actually doing is I'm taking the indigo blue for the darkest area, and then with my white, oh, are we in, okay, so I did my line with indigo blue, and then with the white, I'm just bringing it out. I'm bringing it out with circles. So we're getting just a little bit more color. And it's a nice effect for the roof. So let's do the same thing up here. Go in with our indigo blue. Under the snow, we need some shade. And with the white, we will blend towards the right with our indigo blue. All right. We're going to go ahead and put another indigo blue line and do the other side. Okay, so let's blend that on the other side. So there we go. And the rest of the area is going to be white. All right. Now for the little, this is probably metal. I'll do each end. I'll do the left side here. And I'll do this one only because we want to cover the whole area. So with the Cloud Blue 1023, we'll bring that in a little bit on each side. And there. Let's just darken the end. Let's do this one here. So this is round, and then it's going in. It's round and in. Let's go in with the cloud blue and stretch it out. All right. So that just gets the ends darker and the middle area ends up being much lighter. You can also add a little bit of Posca in the middle. Well, where the white areas are. And we can add some snow. So basically all the roofs will be done in this manner. All right, so let's go in with a dark brown. 946 on this side here. Side here. Underneath the lights. Underneath the window. On the left side of the window. And then we'll go in with the yellow ochre 942. So we'll go in little circles to blend this out. All right, let's get our jelly roll, the yellow jelly roll, and go ahead and color. It's like a neon yellow. So all the light bulbs. And then with the pomegranate 195, we'll color the string that is holding the lights like that. And with the black jelly roll, each light is held by a little metal piece. So that metal piece will do a black line. All right. Now let's get this to be a little thicker so we can blend it out. We use the dark brown and the yellow ochre. Yellow ochre 942. Just get this to be a little bit more colorful. Maybe with the jasmine, we can go in a little bit in the light areas here and get that blended. There. All right. The pillars. What color should we do the pillars? So do we see them here? Let's get those pillars. So I'm going to go in with gray on the outside underneath here. So this is the 10% 1059. So underneath and on the sides. I'll do the top of the cement foot or wooden foot. It could be wooden, but I'm gonna go as if they're cement. We have some ribbons here that we can go ahead and color with the pomegranate. Okay, with the black, we'll come in very lightly over that gray. Very, very, very lightly. Okay. At the bottom, we'll do the side here, the back here, underneath here. Contour where the plants are. The bottom will be dark. Okay. Now with the 20%, where's the 20% gray? I only have the 10% near me, so I'll just blend this out a bit more. Okay. There we go. I'm going to go in with the cloud blue just on the sides, just to give it a little bit of a shade. There. That looks okay. Let's take our pomegranate and just go over the dark areas here. Get them to be really vibrant. There we go. We can add a little bit of white on the ribbons where it's white. Just a little bit. It'll show even more. It'll stand out a little bit more. There we go. And let's do it just a tiny line on the bells. Okay. There's a door handle there. I'll go in with my black jelly roll on the door handle. All right. So let's go in with our indigo blue on this area here. And underneath the reef. And then with the white, we will do little round circles to get that blue to come out. When we put the white on the indigo, it's a very pretty shade of blue. Okay, let's go back and just get the darkest one line to be darker. It can be a thin line. That way you're getting more contrast. With the white, I'll go where the whitest area is. I feel like we didn't get enough of the blue to come out. So let's just fill that in a little bit. So I'm with the indigo right now. Okay, I'm going to bring some of that down. There we go. All right, let's come up here and just go ahead and do the same things. So we'll just blend that in with the white. Okay, for some contrast, we'll go ahead and add some indigo blue. There'll be some shade under here, each line very thinly. Turn the pencil in your hand to get the sharp point to be sharper. Let's color this the dark indigo in the two ends, like that. And then with the cloud blue, we will okay, so that star, I'm going to put some gold on it. Just to outline it with some gold. And the inside. The shape of a star on the inside. The icicles, we will go in with slate blue. 1024, we'll color the icicles. And with our Posca, we will do the right side of the with the Posca. We're erasing that line on the right side. And we're going to make extra icicles, so we'll just go down like that. There we go. All right. Let's go in with our cloud blue in the lightest areas. I'm going to add more shading there with the blue. The indigo blue. just going to be shading under the snow. So let's use the cloud blue for the snow. All of this bottom here will be cloud blue. Then with the slate blue, the bottom will be slate blue on top of the cloud blue. Blend it one more time with the cloud blue. And then with the white, we'll blend it out. And we will outline. Am I still in the camera view? Okay. So we'll do all of the black lines here with the Posca. We don't do the bottom one because it's dark and it's the indigo blue is there to help it out. So let's, wherever I see dots, I'm going to use my Posca. There we go. Okay, so do we have enough snow on the roofs here? Let's do this little area that over here. So the darkest is the indigo blue on the ends, and then here I have the cloud blue. And in the middle, it's white. A little bit of Posca to help it out, give it some more shine. Let's get some snow on this roof. Especially on the little slope here. Could be some on top of it as well. A little mountain there and a little mountain there. A little bit of accumulation. This reef will have some snow on top of it as well. Is there enough? I think so, right? Let's put in another green here. I have the Peacock 907. So what I'm going to do is just a little tiny circle here and there. Make it look like there are different shades in here. Like that. And actually we can do that with all the trees. Add a little bit of shade in all the trees. Let's there. So all these little trees will have little dots of peacock green here and there. this one too. Just add some depth and shadows. You can turn your pencil in your hand to keep it nice and sharp. We have these ones here, tiny little circle. The reef on the door. That's coming along. Under the star here is going to be dark. Let's do the star with the gold jelly roll. We have a reef over here. We have another reef over here. And another reef over here. There we go. All right. Now let's do in between these two houses here with our sky colors. So we need cloud blue, we need non-photo blue, 919, cerulean blue, 103, Indanthrone blue, 208. first we have some cloud blue a little bit everywhere. And then we're going in with the non-photo blue and little circles, ovals, circles. That's what I like about these pictures where there's a lot of items. You can do the background with pencils. Okay, and now with the Cerulean Blue 103. I have to be a little bit more meticulous with this one. Go a little bit smaller circles because the lead seems to be of a different kind, like it's not as buttery. So I'm going to take more of my time. All right, now I can blend everything in. Let's get my Caran d'Ache blender. Okay, last time I used it was for the background, so it has the colors of the background. Okay, let's make sure there's not any dirt, because if you have just a little bit of crumb, you could be blending it in and then it leaves a mark. So that's why you really want to clean your page off if you see. Sometimes I just brush my pencil and then go in. I'm going to take a step back, take a look at what I've done so far, and see if I have to adjust the colors anywhere. Like this background is doing really well with this house here. With the ochre, I think I'm going to have to add the lemon yellow. It might be a little bit better. Yeah, it needed that vibrant yellow. Let's see. I think it's better. Otherwise, I'll just erase and start over, but this seems to be doing the trick. Yeah, I think that does look better. Even in the door. There we go. I'm going to use my white Posca for the interior here. And when it dries, I'll use the lemon yellow on top of it. Okay. How about the stairs, right? So we'll start with a base coat of cloud blue. All right, and then we'll go in with the gray, or just the black very, very lightly. So the bottom of the stair will have a little bit of shade here, and this side. Should I zoom in for this, for the stairs? So the top of this, the corner of this stair, stair number 2, stair number 3, number 4, and number 5. Okay. Over that, I'll go in with the indigo blue. If I can find it. It should be here. Yeah, okay. All right, so on the sides, the bottom, sides, okay. With the slate blue, I'll continue what I've started here and just, while I'm blending it at the same time, I'm also going in another transition area. Okay, so I'll go in a little bit further. I'm still with the slate blue 1024. All right. With the indigo blue, just make sure that this step here. Okay, so with the gray, I'll just go on top. So these are stairs. I don't want them to be so bright. So with the gray, it'll tone it down. There. Okay. Something's wrong. Do we really see that there are the steps? I'm gonna have to do my homework, go see how we should color stairs, because I feel like we don't really, oh, well, maybe with a bit of Posca on the light would hit here. The light would hit there, right? So I'm going to have to see what I'm doing wrong here. I don't feel like it really looks like a stairs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see how to do those. It's a little bit better, but I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm going to do my homework and see if I've colored stairs in another page where I was more satisfied than this. Okay. So let's go back to our sky up here. The prettiest sky. I love this combination. So let's do that. So I'll get my pencils out. All right, let me get these pencils out of the way. I don't want them to all drop. So we start with our cloud blue. I'm going to go over the bird with some brown. I have some light umber here, just so I don't forget him. That would be too bad. Okay. So the cloud blue. Then the non-photo blue, very lightly. The lighter we go, the smaller the circles, the better that the pencils are blending in together. we're higher up here. So do we want cloud blue there too? I think so. So cloud blue. Okay, let's continue with the non-photo blue. I see some crumbs. Let's clean that off. Yeah, I might add more brown here so that it goes even better with the, let me get the brown pencil. Because as I'm coloring, I'm thinking, do I like it or not? So here is the dark brown 946, right on the edge here. Yeah, that's gonna look a little bit better. Yeah, we get it really dark brown. These will probably be brown as well. These will be brown. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Do you see this house or no? Okay, so I'm gonna continue that later. So here we were with the non-photo blue. these will be brown. Yeah, that's gonna go well. Okay. Let's finish with the non-photo. All right, with our next color, the Cerulean Blue 103. So everywhere under the cloud. So we put some silver here, and to see the effect, it's so small, there's not a lot of effect, but you'll see it when you're turning your pages. I might put it more on there. Yeah, so that I see them well. They won't show up in the camera so much, but when I'm turning the pages, I like to see that there's a little bit of glitter. All right, so let's see if we can blend that in with the non-photo blue. So we're doing our circles on the cerulean, and we're bringing out the circle. All right. Isn't that gorgeous color? I'm going to continue with another coat of non-photo blue to blend the transition area. Okay. With the cloud blue, I'll try and blend in the rest. All right, good. Maybe just a little bit of the cerulean blue in the transition area, very lightly. with the non-photo blue over it very lightly. So yeah, you just keep trying to make sure that it blends as well as it can without having harsh lines. Okay, I had this little area here that I had to finish up with the cloud blue. Right. Okay. With the black jelly roll, I'll just make sure this bird has an eye and a wing. I might as well just do the top and the tail. There. He's looking much better, much happier. All right, can we see the cloud in it? Yeah, we can. So this little mountain of snow with cloud blue and blue slate. Let's go around that with some Posca. I'll go ahead and do the bottom here and then come back in for the shade. I'll come back in with the indigo blue right underneath the snow. So where's that brown? I really want to try and get more brown on there. So what do we see here? Let's do that like that. Let's get more brown here, maybe a bit lighter. Might as well not have any black lines on these icicles. Alright, so with the brown I'll continue. Just trying to get this to go with the blue a little bit better. Okay, so maybe I'll take out the cream for tomorrow, and maybe we can go out in with the cream. I have to test it out and see how that works out. If I go in with a little bit more black, just on the side here. A little bit of black here, maybe, just to say. Okay, and then with that brown, come back and blend in the black. Just hope I don't have to erase everything afterwards. So let's put some black on this side of the door. On the bottom here. And the side here would be a little bit hidden. I'll blend in that black a little bit here. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here, and when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to... So now I'm going to try to get this house, the red house, to be a bit more, to resemble a bit more of the tones of this second house. So I've taken out some dark umber. I'm going to color the ornaments here with the dark umber. right. Let's do these ones down here. Okay, let's do some shading with this pencil. So on the left side here, going up a little bit here, like that. Go up a little bit here. Shading on the left side of the tree. With the blue indigo, I can shade here into the window, the shading from the tree and from the star. Okay, we can put a bit of shade in the corners. Let's go in the other corners here because we did want snow in our windows. So okay. This star is going to have some shading. And with the gold jelly roll, we will contour the star. It's too small to contour, so I'll just color it in. Okay, so we'll continue with the dark umber shading on the left side of the windows, on the bottoms. With the indigo blue, we'll just go in the left of the windows and the bottoms, just the corner, really. Just get more color in there. We can go and blend all that out after also. So some shading on the left side of the window. On the bottom. On the bottom of the wreaths. Okay. Let's get all of this more of a shaded area. can go in with the Terracotta 944 and blend that in. Okay, so I think this will blend in better with the next house, the neighboring house. How's that looking? Okay, I'm going to erase that with, it's a little bit intense. I just want to see, sometimes when I erase something, it looks less intense. If I just go on the side like this, just a little bit more like that. And leave more, no, that's not working, okay. So with the dark umber, I can go on the side here, under the bricks, just give a little bit of color to the bricks, a little bit of shade. Over here. Some water. I go with the ochre. Let's see. Yellow ochre 942. What? Can we still blend a little bit here? Okay. I think it's just about had all of the color that it can take. I'm coloring and it's just taking off a bit of the brown, which is okay. It's giving it texture. On the bricks, tiny bit. Okay, so that makes the transition from this house to this house a little bit easier, and then to this house. So let's go ahead and Make sure that our shading is good with the brown. So what we could do is, with the ochre, just blend out the shades, the shading. What I'm thinking is that we have ochre over here, so how are we feeling about that? Let's put a little bit darker umber over here. Like that. And then with the Terracotta 944, let's see if we can have a little bit more shading over here. Just making sure that all the tooth has been taken care of. Okay, under the reef, we'll go in with the Terracotta 944. Under the shaded area here, there Terracotta. With the yellow ochre, we'll bring that down a little bit. Let's blend down here, blend a little bit here. A little bit of terracotta along the shaded area. So, how am I feeling about this? So over the terracotta, some yellow ochre. Some more terracotta over here. Yellow ochre. So I'm going with the yellow ochre where the lights are. Trying to see if I can leave that a little lighter since we have some lighting there. Yeah, With the yellow ochre, it's blending in very well. The texture that we're getting looks like some of the textures we see on houses. All right, I can accept this as it is now. Okay. All right, so that yellow ochre we also used on this house here, so maybe the two houses can tie in better together. Okay. So, one last thing. If you want to take a screenshot of all the colors so far. There we go. Time to take a screenshot. So, I hope you enjoyed this series, and I look forward to getting the next house done tomorrow and getting more of the sky and the snow done. There we go. Do we have a good shot here? One last look. All right, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Please like and subscribe to this video. Thank you.